Another of my favourite Batman villains, I couldn't pass up the chance to play around to create this look. Hi, my name is Anna and I love dressing up for Halloween. Now, when it comes to special effects makeup, I'm not a professional. I'm completely self-taught, but that means that if I can do it, then you can too. I have to say that some of the products I will be using can be a little bit unpleasant if used incorrectly. So be super careful, because I speak from personal experience when I say that you do not want to lose an eyebrow to liquid latex. If you thought that charcoal face masks were bad, they have nothing on liquid latex. Over the next 6 weeks I will be recreating some of my favourite looks that I've done on myself and other people over my time at university. And there will be something a little bit gory, something a little bit glam, if not a little bit green. Hopefully there'll be something for everyone. So I think it's time to get started, and I hope that you enjoy. I started off by putting a crazy lens contact lens in whiteout in my left eye. I then marked out the centre point of my face using a brown eyeliner pencil, blending this out so that it was only just visible. I blocked out my left eyebrow. I took a spoolie and brushed my eyebrow upwards before taking a Pritt stick, although any washable glue stick will do, and brushed the hair upwards until my eyebrow was flat against my skin, making sure that I didn't miss any spots. I then used my Rimmel London Stay Matte powder in translucent on a beauty blender and set this over the top. I took a single ply tissue and tore it apart into small manageable strips. I then applied Krylon liquid latex to a small section of my face and stuck the tissue to this section, ensuring that I stayed to the left side of my face only and didn't cross over the line. I applied some liquid latex over the top to make sure the tissue was secured to my face before repeating this to the entirety of the left side of my face. You can also create texture by laying the tissue down scrunched up and set it like this with the latex. However, you won't be able to rip this as easily later on. Be careful not to get this into your hairline, and if you can grow a beard or stubble, then you definitely need to shave first. Otherwise, removing the latex later will be super painful. Also, please be careful around your eye and lip. These are sensitive areas, and you can go in later with paints or a bruise wheel, so you can add detail later and you don't have to get too close with the latex or the tissue. I repeated this process until there were a few layers of tissue on my face, creating more texture and detail on this side. I also took the tissue down the side of my neck, stopping where my shirt would be, making sure that I could turn my head. Once the latex had set, I picked holes in the latex to create crevices where the skin had been burnt deeper. This is where you can really play with your desired skin texture and design. I took Meron's bruise wheel and applied a base layer of the brown colour all over the tissue layer using a sponge. I then used an eyeliner brush and the red colour to paint. In the pits and tears I created in the latex. I used the same brush and the darkest colour to shade these same areas and to add a little depth. I tried only putting this at one side of each hole where I wanted it to look the deepest. I then took the same shade on an eyeshadow brush and filled in the section I left free around my eye, blending it out at the edges. I then set about covering my ear. This is probably easier with someone helping, although it is manageable by yourself. I used the same technique as I used on the rest of my face. However, I didn't want to fill in my ear, I just wanted it to skim over the top. I applied liquid latex at the very top of my ear and a spot on my face, before sticking the tissue on and then painting it over the top to dry it down, securing it onto my face. When I've looked at reference pictures of burnt ears, I've noticed they tend to lose their shape, so my aim was to cover up any definition in my ear. Once this dried, I took Blackjack from the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette and blended this where I'd previously applied the darkest shade from the bruise wheel around my eye. I then took the red shade from the bruise wheel on the blending brush and used this to really push it into the wounded side of my face and into my ear. It created a more solid foundation of colour than the sponge did, as it pushed it further into the texture of the tissue than the sponge did. After this, I took the darkest shade from the bruise wheel and once again built up shadows within the areas I'd just filled in on my face, and also decided that I wanted to darken up more of the holes on my face. You can really play around with the colour for your desired effect, but it's easier to build up bit by bit rather than doing it all at once and deciding that you don't like it and then trying to correct it. Once I was happy with the colour, I took Smithy's scab gel and applied it to some of the pockmark-like holes on my face. I applied this with the end of a paintbrush. If you don't want to have a full face of makeup done on the right side of your face, I'll leave the time to jump to on the video right now. I started off by applying the Illamasqua Hydra Veil Rehydration Gel. I blended this out with my fingers. I then took Urban Decay's Optical Illusion Pore Perfecting Primer. I applied a few dots of this to my face before blending it out again with my fingers. For the foundation, I used NARS Sheer Glow Foundation in Mont Blanc. I blended this out using a kabuki brush, adding extra coverage where I needed it before blending this together. I applied my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in Fair Neutral under my eye, on my nose, on my chin and on my forehead before blending it out with a damp beauty blender. I used Havana from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit to define my cheekbones. I drew this on with an angled eyeshadow brush and blended this out with a damp beauty blender too. Once this was blended out, I went back in with my concealer and drew a line underneath my contour using my beauty blender to blend this out. I set my face using the Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder in Translucent. I used a spoolie to neaten up my brow before filling it in using the Benefit's Precisely My Brow pencil in shade 3. To finish off my brow, I use Gimme Brow, also by Benefit and also in shade 3. I used the P. Louise eyeshadow base in 0.5 to prime my lid. I blended this out using an old foundation brush. I dipped into Naked from the Urban Decay's Naked 1 palette and blended this across my crease as a transition shade. I then dotted the shade Book into my outer corner and blended this into my crease. I added a dot of dark horse into my outer corner and blended this out into my crease, building up more pigment. I added creep into my outer corner and extended it into my crease about a quarter into my eye. I blended this out using a fluffy blending brush. I blended the colour Hustle just under my crease onto my lid, before taking my fluffy blending brush once again to blend all the colours together. I deepened the outer corner with a little bit more creep and blended this out. I took the shade Half Baked on my finger and pressed this into the very centre of my eyelid, before softly blending this out with a brush. I added a dot of Sin into the inner corner of my eye as highlight. I then swept some Book under my lower lash line. I smoked this out and then blended it into the eyeshadow on my eyelid. I added a dot of Sin into the very centre of my eyelid before sweeping some Virgin under my eyebrow. I used the Soap & Glory marker eyeliner in black to line my eye. I then used a black eyeliner pencil to line my bottom lashes. Today I used the Topshop Kohl eyeliner. For mascara I used the Benefit Bare Real in black. As bronzer I used Benefit's Hoola. And as blush I used NYX's Blush in Bright Lights. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. I used Makeup Revolution's matte lipstick in shade 147 Vampire for my lips. I then set this with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I took the red shade from the bruise wheel on an eyeshadow brush and dotted this down the centre of my face where the two different looks met. This helps the skin look irritated and helps create more of a transition between the two looks rather than it looking like two looks completely separate on one face. I used Mirror on Stage Blood and added this onto some of the holes that had scab gel in them, almost like they were weeping. The final stage of this look was my hair. I separated my hair so that the hair on my good side wouldn't get sprayed. I then sprayed the hair that was left down with Smithy's Colour Hairspray in white, before teasing it and pulling it apart so it looked wild. Once it had dried, I could move without painting everything else around me white, and I curled the other side of my hair so that it was neat. And then I was done. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. All products used today will be listed in the description below, along with a link to all my social media. This marks an end to this year's spooky season, but please, if you've attempted any of these looks, then feel free to tag me in any pictures or videos of them, because I would be most excited to see what you have created. That's all from me for now, but please stick around because I've got some very exciting things planned coming up very soon.